I decided I'm going to do athletic performance type training because I'm not an athlete or anything, but I like to train like one sometimes. And I like that feeling of being athletic and all of that. So I want to do that. I'm going to do triphasic training, like I was talking about in the podcast a couple of weeks ago, I think. So for that, I'm going to do a couple weeks of eccentric focused lifts, and it helps with power, speed, all of that, and change of direction. So you could think of it as when you're so think about like if you're playing a sport and you're running in one direction as fast as you can, you have to plant your foot. Sorry if I got quiet because I moved away from the microphone demonstrating. And then you go and you have to
She's
change
literally
direction.
moving.
You have to change direction and go the other way as fast as possible, right? So being able to change direction. So the eccentric training that helps you with, absorbing force. So that'll help you slow down and decelerate to stop. And then the next couple of weeks, I would focus on the isometric part, which would be the transferring of the force. So the in between the decelerating and accelerating. And for that, it would be, pauses, things like that, but also pushing against immovable objects. So I'm going to do a Bulgarian split squat with the bar like down below, like in between my legs. And then there's going to be pin, I'm going to have like the safeties up, and I'm going to try to, push up as hard as I can without moving because the bar is in my hands. So stuff like that, or pushing against the safeties, doing a bench press, stuff like that. So that would be the isometric part. Then the concentric is the explosive, part where you're going to change direction and accelerate as fast as possible. So that is, a deadlift would be a concentric lift, or a pin squat. So we talked about that on one of the episodes where, you stop at the safeties and you go up. Yeah. So I'm going to do that and then do a lot of power in between.
I'll be interested to hear how you like that. I was talking to somebody who, Jared Hamilton, does jujitsu, and he has a coach right now, a trainer who has him doing like triphasic training, essentially. Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun, and I also like to learn to do stuff because, like, I like to learn how to do different things if I ever plan on teaching anybody else how to do it, right?
Yeah.
And I definitely want. Like, my son's really young right now, but he'll eventually get to, like, if he continues to play football, I want to try to get him really good at football, and I'm going to try to get him really interested in it and good at it. And I think I can train him to be, decent at. I really do think you can train things and get better at it, even if you're not born super.
Oh, of course athletic, you can,
right?
Yeah.
And so I want to, train him to get better and everything. And so this will be, I want to learn how to do all this stuff too for that. And this actually, the other day, we were playing a game. So I turned everything into a game. Did you do that when you were a kid? My brother and I used to do that all the time. Like, everything was a competition. We would turn everything to a game and a competition to make it more fun. So we had this like little stuffed animal. It's not like tiny. So the size of, one that would be hooked to your book bag as like a keychain, like not a keychain, but hooked to the book bag or something like that, kind of small. It's the one that you could throw really fast and won't hurt if you get hit with it, right? So I was playing a game with him where I would throw that at him, just whip it at him as fast as I could. And his goal was to move out of the way of it so it didn't hit him.
Kind of like dodgeball.
Kind of like dodgeball, yeah. And if I hit him, I get a point. If he dodged it, he gets a point, and whoever got to 10 points would win. So we kept playing that game, and he definitely got better.
That's cool.
As we played longer. And then he tried throwing it at me. He barely hit me. Yeah, I was too quick for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that works on like that. The agility, because agility, I'm sorry, I get all excited about things.
I love agility.
Agility is a little different than change of direction. You do need to be able to change directions quickly for agility. But a lot of people think of agility, they think of like agility ladders or all these like drills, like agility drills. And that really, it does transfer a little bit over to agility on like the field, but it's not the same thing because it's pre-planned, where agility actually has to do with you responding to some kind of outside thing that you don't actually know it's coming. So when you're changing direction, you don't always know you're going to have to change direction. Someone's going to be coming at you, whatever. So by me throwing it at him and he doesn't know where it's going to be, that's more of agility because he has to think and then move.
It's like the ability to change direction quickly based on like outside stimulus.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's a lot of Taekwondo, especially when we're doing like the sparring on the mat and stuff like that. It's like he's constantly telling you, you'll have just finished a kick and he's telling you the next one and you have to be able to jump right into the next one. Yeah.
Exactly. Stuff like that. Or like remember as a kid when you play red light, green light? Red light, green light, that kind of thing. That's more of agility training, being able to react quickly to things that you don't know are going to happen.
Yeah. That's cool. You should just like be a football coach.
I know, right?
You should.
No, I don't know enough about football. I've never played it before.
I'm sure you can figure it out.
If they had football, like now flag football is a big thing for girls. If they had that when I was in school, I would have been all over that. I would have loved that so much. That was my sport, but I couldn't play it because I was tackled,
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Right. Definitely let me know how that goes because I'm curious to see how you'll feel throughout it.
Yeah, and I put power in between, so I'm going to work out 5 days a week, but they're really short workouts. And power doesn't get me exhausted as much because I don't have to lift as heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.